Shots of the National Stadium here in Hong Kong as we look up from Socom Po Recreation Ground, where over the last 2 days teams from around the world have been participating in the World Rugby Women's 7 Series qualifier. This is quarterfinal number 4. Japan versus China. And the winner of whom will be playing in there, the National Stadium. 2 semi-finals and a final today to be played at the iconic National Stadium of Hong Kong. Home to so much Sevens history as we get ready for the 2 teams to make their way onto the pitch.
This match, a rematch of yesterday's barn burner. Please welcome to the pitch, Japan and China!
Well, Japan were in Hong Kong earlier in the, or late last year for the Women's Rugby World Cup qualifier. They're back now for the Sevens, and they always bring a strong selection. China, on the other hand, it's not a lot known about the Chinese national team, but when they do turn up at events, they tend to bring quite a bit of fizz with them. Holly Davidson, the referee from Scotland.
Japan versus China, quarterfinal number 4. Here we go.
And the Japanese support will be quite vocal as Zhou Lilian starts the match. High, wide and handsome as the kick-off, and it's secured by Nakamura. Japan through Bogni Drua Madave, looks around for support, it goes to the foot, it's lost forward, and Japanese, their play is not much different from the men's style. It's accurate, it's fast, lots of ball movement, and they technical specialists, the Japanese teams. As it looks like an early injury for number 3, Ano Kuwai of Japan. And she's being led from the field. And it looks like a arm injury, possibly to the elbow, or maybe even a dislocated shoulder. Anyway, it doesn't look very pleasant, and China get the feed to the restart. Zhao Ming, the captain, and they move it. Almost the breach caused by China. They look the same way, they're doing, running a strong line back on the inside of the Japan defence. Now they look to go wide. Japanese defence swoops. Referee calls not releasing the player. China busy, bounces out wide. Tackle from Tsutsumi. Looks like Japanese counter-ruck had been successful before the Chinese player closed it down, and it's away at pace for the Japanese. The sensational ball movement as they flood down the 15-metre channel. Off the feet, it's another tap and go through Shimizu. Takes it up and close to the 22. Now the Japanese team move the ball. Taniguchi. Good carry. Yamanaka. Sixes to Tsumi again. Should be an overload out here somewhere. Laid back on the inside. Looked like just maybe a hint of a knock on, but it was right on the referee's eyes. Bogdra Mambadave brings it back. Japan have got 6 Chinese players in the space of 20 metres. They must be screaming for it out wide if they can get it there. Now it starts to move. Yaku, the cut play with Taniguchi, and Taniguchi picks the inside line for the try. After the Japanese attack managed to wrangle as many Chinese into the area as they could, and they exploited the space. Out wide, clever play from Japan with the kick to come find. For all they lead. Shimizu's kick is successful. And Japan lead China 7 points to 0 as they come back from the restart. Well, Hong Kong's a fairly happy hunting ground for the Japanese teams. The Olympic qualifying series last year, the Japanese women's team were an absolute fine. Stars of the tournament just about. What a very exciting style of play to the qualifier last year, and every time they return and we get a look at them, they just seem a little bit sharper. Tremendous tackle by Nakamura. Nakamura chasing the ball again. Yellow card, however, for Chiharu Nakamura. And some time on the penalty chair. Moves Japan down to 6. China with a full team of 7, so they'll be very keen to exploit the player down situation. What a tackle. What a sensational tackle from Tatsumi. And Japan immediately go for the ball and get it back. Bogey drone Mambadave. Shimizu losing it after taking a little dart, which is the halfback's prerogative. China just without a good period with the ball to see what they can muster up. Lilian, his charge is brought to an end. Ball spills wide. China lose it forward. Yamanaka over there to claim it. They'll come back from the knock on. Changes being made. Number 8, Yuku, comes into the game. Well, number 3 and number 4, Ting Ting number 3, and Minglin number 4 for China check in. Pass back. Japan keep it to the far channel. Look around the corner and they've just about got behind them. Tackler unable to get away, locked into position. And it's a yellow card for China as well. The idea is if you cop the penalty, you've just got to get up and move on. Can't delay the ball falling into the hands of the opposition. So right at the end of the half, China will now have 6 and Japan will know this is a good time to strike. Japan float wide. Yoku. Nakamura into contact. Now they move it. Goes wide to Boggy throw Mamadave. Looks back on the inside. He just shifting it around, looking for space at the moment. Japan. Good hustle from China though. Yoku under contact. Another penalty. Nakamura back on the field after the yellow card. Well, Japan will be hell bent on putting another try into China. Set piece play, and it's a little tickle behind the posts for the try. And try is given. And coming onto it was Boggy Drone Nadave. Nakamura with the toe poke. And Japan flood through with the kick to come. It's 12 points to nil.
Leading China 12 points to nil.
And a fairly straightforward conversion brings 14 points up for Japan. As well, tenacious China are trying to hit out, but it's Japan at half-time with 2 converted tries. And a telling score right before the half. Look out for Japan to hit out of the blocks when we return in the second half. 14-0, they lead China in quarterfinal number 4 of the HSBC World Rugby Sevens Series for women.
Mate. All good. How's it going on there? Second half, ready to kick off. China to receive the ball, they're chasing Japan. For 14 points up.
Back live with the action from Socom Po. Japan to start the second half. Quarterfinal number 4 of the HSBC World Rugby Women's Sevens Series. And a penalty for China, and they quickly get on the front foot. They need some points, and they breach. And China, well, look at this from number 1, Liu Yang. And that's an excellent start for China. As Yang touches down under the crossbar. Conversion successful, and just like that, they've halved the Japanese lead. Well, China, it's been obviously put to them that they need to start with a rocket, and they have. Penalty, tap and go, and certainly when Yang was given the opportunity to open up, no one from the Japanese side could go with her. So the restart. Nakamura does well to hold it. They drive forward. Japan now. Missed tackle, and that could be all it takes is Pati Vakalolo moves the ball forward, and it's a good carry for Japan, and that drifted forward the transfer by the look of it. Put it in for China. Release it deep behind the set piece as they float round through Lillian. Lillian still has hold of the ball. Spits out the back. China. Great tackle coming in from Yuku. But it goes wide now. Yang again. Yang stretches out. There's no one to come across really. And Liu Yang scores his second try for China. And China have struck right back in the second half. So it's got to be exciting stuff, all right. Two Chinese squads here this week. There's a conversion attempt is successful. 14 points all. The CRFA Gladiators were playing at the Hong Kong Football Club 10s. They acquitted themselves well. Looks like some of the members from the Gladiators side getting into the sevens atmosphere straight away as they watch the women's team run down Japan. 14 all, 14 points in not even 4 minutes, and now Japan. This is work by Pati Vakalolo. Yoku, they go wide. Tsutsumi to Shimizu, Nakamura, Shimizu forward. A little bit tricky underfoot, Nakamura there, launches a long pass. Yoku. Forgive me, Hirano. And Hirano, after losing her footing, manages to steal away and score a very important try in the scheme of things for Japan. And not only puts them in the lead, puts them in the lead at the right time. Conversion attempt is successful. And so 21-14. Japanese team now lead Korea. I'm sure there was some anxiety only a couple of minutes ago when China trotted in their second one for the half through Liu Yang. It was looking like it was turning into a nightmare for Japan. But Yumi Hirano was able to break through. now Japan lead by a converted try. The restart, deepish but strong, and it comes back to Japan, and now they looking for some space if they can find it. Chinese defence is there, the ball's exposed in the back. It's lost forward, Hirano again. Yumi Hirano sets away Nakamura. Nakamura, the short ball to Bogindro Madave. And what a try for Japan as they string together a special, and it's ultimately scored by Shimizu. Well, Yumi Hirano has caused the Chinese some trouble since she came on. And through she went. The ever-present Nakamura was there. And Shimizu cottons on to the try and has given the opportunity to convert it as well. Shimizu's kick is over. 28 points to 14. 4 converted tries for Japan against China in this 4th qualifier. And they'll be feeling quietly confident now, the Japanese fans. They'll be seeing the national women's side representing in the stadium later today. The restart, lost behind, that's the final hooter. And referee's time now. Turned over by Japan, put into touch by Bati Vakalolo. And that is it. Japan defeating China 28 points to 14 to move into the semi-final stages to be played in the National Stadium